Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 17, and welcome back to the Western Shore. We're down at the pig farm, and there's a reason for that. We'll get to it. So it is day 3 of summer, it is midsummer, and things are really starting to heat up on the farm. No pun intended. Let me see, let's start, as always, with the map. So the first thing I noticed when I woke up this morning is that our canola is all in, all of it. Is that real farmers? Is that how it works? We planted 4.9 and 5.9 last fall. That's our winter canola. The other 3 we planted this spring. Would they all come in at the same time? I mean, I'll take it. I'm not complaining. I'm just curious why it worked out that way. And then our wheat came in as well. Looking at field 5.5, that's a potato field. Field 5.4 is a potato field. 5.5 is a little further along because we planted it first. I thought at some point, as we moved within a season, so like as we moved within spring and within summer, I thought the growth cycles might synchronize, but this field is further along. I'm concerned that this field will be ready to top. Well, obviously it'll be ready to top before the other potato field. I don't want it to wither while we're waiting. I hope that we can sit on this field and then harvest them both at the same time, because the Ropa trailed potato harvester I want to use is like 12 grand to rent. And I don't want to rent it twice. Our grass is in again. And, well, let me tell you about pigs first. Then we'll get started on canola, and I'll tell you some of the concerns that I'm having. So if we go to finances, right? Look at this. The past 3 days, we've been selling pigs. 126,000, 100,000, 92,000. We've been making like 100,000 a day from pigs. Are you kidding me? I used to think 7,000 a day from milk was a good deal. Pigs, man, making money from them. First time ever, and I think it could be because of the way the map maker wrote the geomod for this map. This is what we've been spending our money on. This is from is it the Modern Classics DLC? Yes, it is. The Modern Classics DLC, and this is, I think it's appropriate for this farm, both for the era, right? This farm wouldn't necessarily have the newest and greatest combine harvester. This thing is sort of vintage, and also the size of it. So what we did was we sent the helper down to the end of Bramble Lane to block traffic, and we're going to hop in here, get this fired up, and we're going to take this over to one of our canola fields. So we're going to lift this like so. Yep, we can drive against traffic just for a minute, and we'll get this going. I also got, and you'll see it in a minute, I'm on the fence about it. I'm very much on the fence about it, but we got a tractor. You can see it over yonder in the distance. And yeah, we'll talk about that tractor as well. We'll talk about a couple things as we get rolling here. As we get rolling, the reason I like this combine harvester is we can just barely fit the header down these lanes, and we don't have to mess about with a trailer. We do have, at the moment, I have the traffic turned off. I said I sent the helper down there. Save game. I said I sent the helper, but I mean, in real life, that's not unheard of to have somebody block traffic for a minute while you move a piece of equipment. But in our immersive game world, what we need to do is turn the traffic off. This combine harvester will only ever be going up and down this little stretch of Bramble Lane. So I think, even though the tank is pretty small, I think to get that smaller header, I think it's a good fit. So we're going to stick with this one. And like I said, I just like the era of it. I think it fits the map as far as, I don't know, all of it. It just fits. It fits, I say. So we're going with it. So I'm going to get this parked up here, and then we'll go back and grab our new tractor, and we'll talk about that as we're pulling that down here as well. Turn the traffic back on, and we'll go from there. Right, field 4-8. So I'm going to, I guess we don't need to leave this running. We'll set the brake. Turn that off. And out we go. All right, let's go get our tractor. So I thought about getting, we've got one JCB, we've got one Ford, and we've got one Massey Ferguson. Now, typically, I run either all the same or almost all the same brands on any given map on any given farm. I feel like there's a dealer in town. They sell one, maybe two brands of equipment. They certainly wouldn't sell all of them. But with this being kind of a smaller, like a vintage map, right? Sure, we can buy whatever we want because we're most likely buying used equipment. Like that combine harvester we just got. That's certainly not new. We bought that used somewhere. So we can buy used equipment. I thought about getting a case since we're mixing it up. I thought about getting a case international, however you say it. Everybody's got a different take on how to say it. But I thought about getting one from the Modern Classics pack. And then I remembered we've got the D family mod. And it's a fantastic mod. It really, really is. It's the amount of detail and the amount of variety when you configure is just unbelievable. Would a tractor like this belong on this farm? Maybe. Two-wheel drive configuration? Maybe. So we're going with this for now. Here's the problem. It's a bit of an FPS killer. There is an unbelievable amount of detail, but it's a little rough on the frame rate. So we're going to think about this. I did buy it rather than leasing it. But we're not locked in yet. So we may keep this. We may go with something else. I like it. And I did find an MR XML for it. So it is MR. Now if we went with the case from the Modern Classics pack, from the Modern Classics DLC, that would be more realistic compatible. But it would not have dynamic hose. And this does. And it would not have IC, and this does. You can see we got the windows open, right? So I like this tractor, but that frame rate is really making me have second thoughts. So let me know what you think, both how this would fit on a farm like the one that we're running, and also how you feel about the frame rate. I mean, it's not bad, but I feel like we're doing a lot of things to tax our frame rate. I mean, the number one thing is we got everything on Ultra. Everything is jacked as high as it'll go. That's not helping, but we can still hold 60, or at least we could on day one. I think as we added some bales to the farm and got some equipment going and some various other things, we're chipping away at it. And I don't want to chip away at our frame rate. 1 FPS here, 1 FPS there, and next thing you know, we're at 30. So let me know how you feel about that as well. I like it. I've always liked it. I ran this pack on Coldborough Park and was always super pleased with it. I don't know enough about tractor history to know if something would necessarily fit. You know, I know we fudge a little bit. The JCB and the Little Massey Ferguson both have German plates on them, German registration. So yeah, we fudge a little bit. But are we fudging in ways, are we cutting corners in ways that we can still sort of stick with the spirit of the game? Right. Let me remember how this works. So we're going to go here and open this. And I guess we'll make our first... I hope we can make it all the way around with this little tank. We're going to make our first pass. Right up here. With the pipe on the wrong side. And I hope we make it. All right, here we go. And we will get that going like so. I'll back the cruise control down once we get moving. Or you know what? Maybe I won't. It's set at 14 and we are at a stately 3 miles per hour. Perhaps that is the maximum speed for this whip. You know what? I'll take it. It's got a nice, realistic, accurate feel to it. No problem at all. Okay, let's see if we make it all the way around this headland. And if we don't, what can we do? Well, we can back up a little bit onto the verge and then pull the case up on the... I guess on the, I don't know, the pipe still might be out over the crop. I don't want to destroy any crop, so we'll see. We may have to back this thing up all the way back around the field if we don't make it. We may only have to back it up far enough to get it out to the right onto the verge, so we can bring the cart in under the pipe on the left without destroying any crop. We'll see how the verge looks as we make our way around, whether it gets wide enough at any point that we'll have room to do that. Right. So as we're doing this, let's talk about grass and straw. We've got a wheat field that I want to bring in, and we are going to make straw windrow. And we are going to bale it, because we need straw for both the cows and the pigs. Right? It's supposed to rain beginning of autumn. So 3 days from now, it's supposed to rain, and the forecast says it's going to rain like continuously. And that's a forecast. It may change a little bit between now and then, but that's what the forecast is. We also have second grass cut. Where to begin? Where to begin tackling this problem? All right, let's start with the straw. I don't want to lose any straw, and we've got plenty of time until it rains. So if we bring in our wheat fields, we've got 3 days to get the straw baled up and not risk losing any. All right, so that's step one. As far as grass goes, we've got plenty of animal food right now. I assume we'll get 3 grass cuts. We may not, but let's assume that we will. We'll use the second one for silage down at the BGA. We'll use the third cut all for animal food. Here's the problem. Here's your problem. If we don't get third cut, we will run out of food over the winter. Now, we can buy food, and we are making plenty of money. But I don't know if we're going to keep making pigs at the current rate, or if at some point during the year, pig reproduction is going to slow down or stop altogether. If it continues, we can keep making, 75,000 pounds a day, and that's enough to buy plenty of TMR to last us through the winter until we can get to a grass cut next spring and make more food for the cows. If we do get third cut, then no problem. We just make food for the cows that way, and it's not even an issue. Second cut is what I'm wondering about, because if we can, I assume we can get second cut done and in before autumn, before any of that rain. But then third cut, if we're going to bring in third cut for food and it's already starting to rain, there's a possibility we'll lose some and we won't get nearly as much food as we could get if we got 100%. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So what if we make food from second cut and then let third cut be for silage? And if we lose some of it, it's okay, because we're losing money, but we're not costing ourselves money. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think you see what I'm saying. We've got another episode to decide what we want to do, but I would hate to have to buy animal food all winter, either because we lost it because we didn't get a third cut, because the grass just didn't grow due to seasons, or if we lost it because it was raining in the fall, and as we were trying to harvest, it was raining and our grass was rotting. So we've got an episode to think about it, but I do want to think about it, and I do want to try to make the smartest possible play. Straw, we'll get all of that in. We can do that. I can do that off camera, something. And then grass we'll have to think about. And another thing that I want to think about is whether or not we want to buy a baler or whether we want to wait a little bit. And we'll continue making money with those pigs. So if we make another 75 grand tomorrow morning from pigs, then sure, there's our money for a baler, and we'll just bring in the wheat and bale up the straw tomorrow. But if we don't, or if at some point the pigs do stop reproducing, I have to think they will. I mean, there's just no way we make 75,000 pounds a day indefinitely on this map, like forever and ever. It's almost too easy at that point. I don't know that I necessarily want the game to be that easy. I want to have to work a little harder than that. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But yeah, that's my only concern right now, is either that we won't get a third cut at all, or that we'll lose part of second cut due to being out working in the rain. So let me know what you think we should do about that, and we'll figure it out as we go. And one other thing is our trailer over there is, I want to say it's about 10,000 liters, and the tank on this thing is like 7,000 liters, 8,000 liters. So we're going to be doing a lot of carting for these 5 canola fields. They aren't big, but they're not small. So next step, I guess, would be to get this turned around. And we could even, let's do this. Yeah, let's just do this right now. We've got time and we've got room in the tank. So let's go second headland. The wrong way. Yeah, there you go. When I put this on cruise control, we've got an overlapping command with the season's forecast. So when I did that, it did open the forecast up in the corner there. And you can see that starting first day of autumn, it is forecast to rain just continuously. Now that doesn't mean it'll rain all day, every day. And we may be able to find a window where we could do a little mowing and then get what we mow gathered up before it rains on it and not lose any. But things do get kind of tight, and taking care of animals, right? That's something else that I have to do every morning. Get the animals mucked out and get them fed. And as we have more and more animals, it's getting more and more intense, I guess. And I don't mind. It's just the farm is becoming increasingly complex and difficult to manage, as we expected it to, right? Any model, when it becomes sufficiently complex, becomes unstable. That's true that's true in everything. It's true in business. It's true in science. It's true in biology. And this map is definitely getting complex with the 3 farms that we're running. So let's just focus on canola for this episode. Next episode, we'll focus on harvesting our wheat and getting the straw gathered up, and then we'll figure out what to do next. Yeah, next episode. So the first load of canola that we bring in from this field, I think, should go over to the pig farm. And even though the animals have food for the rest of the day, I guess, nothing's ever going to happen to canola. There's no rain forecast. There's no it's not going to be damaged by rain. We would have to stop harvesting, but there's not going to be any damage to the crop. We would just need to take a break until everything dried and then continue harvesting. So we're not going to lose any canola due to rain, which isn't forecast anyway. Whoa, easy. So we were only going slow up that hill. Let's slow down the cruise control. Right about there. But for some reason, I guess I have a little bit of anxiety about being able to keep those pigs fed. I mean, we've kept them fed. They've never even gone into the red. We've kept them in the green or the orange. But I do think as a real farmer with that many animals that you would feel a responsibility to your animals as an investment, and also just for humane reasons. You don't want your animals to starve. So I think this first load of canola we will take over to the silo at the pig farm, just to get it in there and have that peace of mind knowing that if for some reason we couldn't afford to buy any more pig food, as we've been doing down at the store, that we would have something to feed them with in the silo. They wouldn't starve. So we'll take that one over there, and yeah, we're coming up on about 20 minutes, so I think we'll just have time to get this into the cart and then take it down to the farm. And I'll finish harvesting, maybe not all of this canola, but probably 1 or 2 more fields. Maybe we'll finish this one, and then maybe 1 or 2 more off camera. The next episode we'll come in and focus on that wheat. Okay, that works. Now I'll have to look on replay. We didn't accelerate to 8 miles per hour all the way around this headland, did we? We were going fairly slowly all the way around on our first headland. Yeah, because I noticed straight away when we made the turn at the top of the field, I noticed straight away that we jumped up to 8 miles per hour. So I think the speed that we were at coming up the hill, when it was 2 or 3 miles per hour, I think that held all the way around the headland. But I'll take a look on the replay. Save game. And yeah, I hope I wasn't zooming around this field. I don't think I was. That doesn't seem like something I would do. And what else? Did I cover everything? I've been selling milk. I've been selling wool for 10,000 pounds a day. So yeah, the finances have really come around, and I feel like we are definitely out of the woods. And pigs sort of saved us, and we still have, it's out of sight, out of mind, but we still have 200,000 pounds worth of silage. Well, chaff. We haven't put the cover on it yet, but we've got plenty of chaff down at the BGA, and that will definitely be 200,000 for silage when we sell it later this year. And if we double that amount with another cut on there, we'll be knocking on $500,000, and our loan is at 300 right now. I paid about 150,000 off of it. So yep, money problems are over. And we bought equipment. This was 75,000, and that tractor was 100,000. So we bought equipment as well. So we made some capital investments on the farm. We made some upgrades. We paid off some loan, and we're still sitting on plenty of money, bankable money, in the form of the chaff that's down at the BGA. So yeah, money problem solved. And now we're talking about logistics and next steps and best processes, how we want to do things. And we're at coming up on 140 hours we've put into this farm, and we're just about to break into profitability. So that's how I like to play. This is still the best map I think I've ever played. I say I think because I don't want to lock out other maps that have really treated me well over the years. But I could play this map indefinitely. No end in sight. As of right now, no end in sight. In terms of when this map could foreseeably become kind of played out, I can't imagine this map being played out. Because we've still got farms scattered all over the map itself. We've got farms scattered all over, any one of which would be as good as Bramble Lane if we decided to expand there or transfer our operation there. So if we did, it would be almost like starting a new map all over again. You know, we know where the implement store is, we know where the animal dealer is, we know where the sell points are. But everything else, as far as traffic patterns and how we get from here to there with our cart, how we get from here to there with our digestate sprayer, our slurry sprayer, shortcuts, right? Best practices, all that sort of stuff. We don't really know any of that for anything other than the farms on Bramble Lane. So if we expanded to a new part of the map, we'd need to figure all that out again, and it would be like downloading a brand new map. And we may still do that. Although Bramble Lane is, I don't know, man. Bramble Lane is still treating us right. I got no complaints about the area that we're working right now, and I'm not feeling any particular incentive to like very quickly move to another part of the map. Like Bramble Lane is boring or something, or it's played out. Let's go somewhere else. Not feeling that at all. All right, so we'll get back up here. We're at almost 90%. And I think that is fine. We've also got plenty of room to get this thing flipped around and start making our headland passes. Well, we may not even need to make another headland because we've got a full combine harvester's length worth of room to turn around now. So I think we're okay. Let's get this thing pulled up here. We'll lift that. Let's get this turned off. We'll get that turned off. We'll get these turned off. Don't need those anymore. And let's do it this way. No, that'll work. So we'll head over here. Eventually. There you go. Very stately with more realistic. I do like that. Nothing moves quickly, right? Doesn't have that instant acceleration. Set the brake. Pipe is out. And I always worry that our pipe is going to clear our trailer. I have no concerns about slipping this little 10-ton West trailer under there. Right. In we go. And if you look bottom right-hand corner, there's no blue bar. I don't think a tractor this old would be running AdBlue or DEF. So I did not activate it. You can force it in the same way that we could force four-wheel drive on this tractor using drive control, but it wouldn't be realistic because you can see, and when you look under here, right? No diff, no drive up front. So we could force it in the same way you can force four-wheel drive in a combine harvester, even though there is no drive in that rear axle. So yeah, try to avoid that sort of stuff. All right. Overloading mode, manual, left alt end. No, we don't need that. We just need that. Yeah. We'll leave it on manual. We'll just turn on the overload function. Okay. Cool. And where are we at? We're at 24 minutes, almost 25. That's going to give us just enough time to get down to Black Rock Farm and get this into the silo. And my voice is just about to go. So everything is going to come together right at 30 minutes. Perfect. And that, you know what, that right there, that could be a screenshot. Ah, that's very nice. I love it. All right. Back around in here. This is unloading very slowly as well. I like that. I like that detail. I do not like combine harvesters that can unload their entire tank in like 10 seconds. Don't like it. All right, so this right back up here. Turn this back on. 40% for not quite. That tank was at about 90% full. So let's say the tank at 100% capacity will fill this trailer twice. Okay. I mean, we're still going to be doing a lot of driving on the cart, but not as much as I thought. For some reason, I was thinking one tank would just about fill this trailer, but we can get 2 tanks in it, and that'll give us... yeah, I'm trying to think where we're going to be taking this. We're going to be taking maybe half of it down to the pig farm, and the other half we'll be taking to sell. And that'll give us... I don't know. We'll have to see what the trip length is. I mean, coming down here to the farm to sell, we'll be able to get back to any of those fields fairly quickly. But getting to a sell point may take a little longer, unless we just bring it all down here. Put it all in the silo. That way we know we've got plenty for the pigs, no possibility of running out, and we can wait for a better price. Yeah, let's just do that instead. And we shorten our trips, because we're not driving to a sell point and letting our combine harvester work, possibly to become full, and then we don't empty in time. Right. So we're going to set the brake here and empty this like so. There you have it. Beautiful. And I believe, yeah, I noticed this before with the wheat when we were taking wheat from Blockwell Farm down to the cow farm, down to the dairy to feed the cows. This trailer does not have a swinging gate. It's just got the grain door. Beautiful. Brakes off. We'll pull out of here. 27 minutes. That's fantastic. It all worked out. There you have it. Right there. Set the brake. Hop out. And we're done, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 17. This is the Western Shore. We'll see you next time. Take care now.